Hey guys, before the video starts, I thought I'd let you all know that I have rebooted my second gaming channel where you can find all games that aren't Minecraft, you know, everything that outside of the Minecraft world over there. Be sure to subscribe. There's actually a new video up there right now for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, let's get 150 million subscribers, so be sure to subscribe now and enjoy the video. When it comes to the many of us that have siblings, we've all got that certain story to tell that either involves an insane fight or somewhat bizarre outcome. Hey guys, and welcome to Razorverse. My name is Jordan, or the Fear Raiser, and this is the show where we take your stories and get them animated. Today's topic will be covering the craziest sibling fights you guys sent us, which is on our subreddit page, Razorverse, and email both down. Links in the description below. Be sure to also hit that subscribe button and the bell to always be on top of our latest videos. And without further ado, let's get right into it.
Our next story is titled Sibling Rivalry by the Anime One. When having a sibling, you might think it's fun. In my perspective, it's horrible. Me and my sister, let's call her May, always either have a fight in a conversation or either fighting physically. I remember once that I used one of her headbands since she was always so obsessed with them. She saw me wearing it when I came back from the groceries and snatched it from my head. She then yelled at me saying, "What are you doing? This is precious to me, can't you see?" I always thought it was just a regular headband since you can possibly get them from any store, but I was wrong. She had went to my room and started throwing my things out the window. I was so surprised that she would do all this just for a headband that she bought at a nearby store. I started yelling at her and pushed her where she was standing. My mum then came in and asked what was happening. My sister responded saying, "She wore my headband, can't you see?" Then my mum started yelling at me for wearing her headband, so I got into trouble. I didn't care since I thought someone would never get worked up about an accessory, but it had to be my sister. I never touched any of her belongings since I know she would do something very horrible.
Our next story is titled The Time I Made My Older Sister Cry by Beyond Candy. This story starts off when I was about 7 years old and my sister was 13. We were doing a piano duet together, and I messed up really early in the song. She said, "Why did you mess up, you little rat?" I thought you practiced. I was pretty offended, and I said, "But this is only practice. It's not like we're at a show." "Yeah, I know, but still, what if this was a real show, huh?" She replied back. Now I was more than offended. I was super mad. We started arguing like we always do, and suddenly she said, "Stop arguing with me and agree with me, you little..." Now I was at my limit, so I ran out of the room and started screaming. She started scolding me for being so stubborn, and I grabbed a balloon and started hitting her with it. I'm not always this violent, but I did know karate at the time. She started screaming at me, and then I punched her really hard in the face. We continued doing this for a solid half an hour or so. Then my sister started breaking down into tears. I didn't care because she called me something bad, so I strutted upstairs to my babysitter's room to see if she was sleeping still. She was, amazingly. Then I just played on my computer. I realized what I had done a few minutes later and drew her favorite anime scene from Sword Art Online. Even as a little 7-year-old, I knew how to draw anime well and loved to watch it with my sister. She accepted the apology, and we would both like to leave this memory behind. I'm now 15 and she's 21, and we love each other. Our next story is titled My Spot by Tatitha Taco. Hope I said that right. Yeah, okay, let's just get into it. Well, One of my craziest sibling fights was with my sister. Her name is Natalia. I was not in a good mood on this day. I was at my grandmother's house and I saw Natalia laying on her bed. On my spot. This spot is precious to me, because I have an outlet close to me to use my phone while it's charging. So I told her nicely to move. She wouldn't budge. I asked again and she continued to be the brat she was. So I grabbed her charger and I used it to hit her. She started crying, running to my grandma. I didn't get in trouble though. I just have anger issues. And by the way, the charger I used to hit her with broke. Man, I'm crazy.
Our second story is called I Almost Stabbed My Twin by Cat the Killer. It was a normal day. Me and my boyfriend Mason were out dyeing our hair. I dyed mine bright purple and his was dyed dark blue. My twin bro Jake was at the park with his girlfriend Sarah. We sat down and talked. I suggested we'd all go on a double date, so we did. We went to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Out of nowhere, Sarah decided to be a true blonde chick and she called me a fat pig for eating more food than her. Since I was wearing a crop top at the time, I was like, bruh. So I accidentally slapped her. She moved back and Jake was like, what the heck is wrong with you? Me being the weird person I was, I kicked him to the ground and I held a knife against his throat. Sarah punched me off of him and I was just laying there. Mason helped me up though. I was so angry, I didn't care that people were watching. I threw the knife and Jake dodged it. We were all asked to leave. Now I'm known as the purple-haired psycho. We all made up now.
Our last story is titled Wrestling by Chaos Around Me. My brother is 16 years old. Let's call him Ethan. Our parents thought it was a good idea to have a family bonding time. Usually, me and Ethan were fine with it, but they had to confiscate our gadgets, telling us that you need to stop using gadgets for once and enjoy the outside world. And so, they kept it in a lock in their room. We were bored. And by we, I mean my brother and I, since our parents looked like they had a pretty good time. Anyways, at least every or most siblings have played that oh so familiar game, Don't Step on the Lines. Whereas there are tiles and you're not supposed to step on the lines. Pretty simple. We were having a contest and I happened to have seen my brother step on a line. Ha! I win because you stepped on a line! I yelled, pointing at him just as I was about to step on another tile. But Karma decided to hate me at the moment, and I had happened to also step on a line. So he pushed me and said, "Oh, you stepped on a line!" Remember, he pushed me and I lost my balance. I ended up in the fountain behind me. He started laughing, saying, "Oh, that's karma for you!" Luckily, he had a weakness. He's sorta like a narcissist, so I practically tackled him to the ground. We wrestled, he pulled my hair, I pulled his back, he punched me in the arm, and I slapped him in the face twice as much. I kicked him in certain places, though by accident really, and he made me have a nosebleed. So our parents had to separate us while the people around us stared in amusement. Our mom made us stand up, pinching us as hard as she could, and she told us, "Say sorry!" But my brother kicked me behind my knee, making me fall down a bit, and I side-kicked his thigh as hard as I could, which he fell down and I smirked. "Enough!" My mom practically yelled, gritting her teeth and pulling us by our ears to the car. "That's it! You two are grounded! Get in the car and stay there! You are not getting your gadgets back for a month!" And, that's my story. Well, guys, once again, thank you all for submitting your awesome stories, and if you haven't already been able to do so, be sure to do it to our subreddit page and our email, links both down in the description below. Special thanks to the animators for making this video possible, and do not forget to follow me on my social media, at the Fear.Raiser on Twitter, and Tia for Jordan over Instagram. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to always be on top of the latest videos. Because we still need more stories relating to these topics, our next two topics, which are similar to are the same to last week's episode, will still be awkward awkward convention situations, or embarrassing gaming stories, be sure to submit your stories, and hopefully those will appear in next week's Raiserverse. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.